All right, everybody, and I think we are live on this fine Memorial Day Monday. How's everybody doing? Let me make sure. Yep, we are live. Hey, we've got
Yeah, we're live.
K-Pro, we got Copper Dan. Let me mute that. And welcome, everybody. How's everybody's Memorial Day weekend? You doing good, K-Pro?
I am doing great. I laid out at the pool and look how red
Let's
I
see that tan
am.
line. Yeah, I see. It looks
Okay,
red as
okay.
heck.
I'll show a different tan line than I showed you, Mike.
Ooh,
Oh,
Do you see
man.
that? It's a little red. It's a little red, but that's okay. It's cold. Good sun. I hung out. I had a great weekend. Got to spend time with the kiddos. Our pool has one of those slides. I haven't gone down it this year. I went down it last year.
Oh, the big
There's
hydro slide? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Those are
there's
cool.
two of them. There's a slow one and that goes a lot more around, and then there's a steep one. And the kids are like, "That's the one that's not too fast." And I went
You
down
went
that
on
one,
it?
and I went down like I don't know
Super.
what
Yeah.
analogy to make. And my kids just laughed, they giggled. It was awesome.
Well,
So
thumbs up
95
for
here. Yeah.
thumbs up for K-Pro's tan line, if nothing else. How you doing, Copper Dan?
hey, Pro, I'm going to apparently put some sunscreen in the mail.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Have you,
I want it on record. This is the first show that two people that I adore and love have been on. No offense, Copper Dan, Decoy, and Mike.
Oh, Decoy.
I hope there's no lovers' quarrel tonight.
He looks kind of sad. I don't know because he's seeing
He
K-Pro
should
again,
be
I
sad.
think.
He should be sad because I've moved on. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
should I put some duct tape over his mouth, Pro?
Right. Decoy. He's keeping the Copper company, I think, over there. Are those all WWH pieces, or is one of those a Canyon now?
This right here was the WWH piece.
Right.
This was my my template for doing all the 80.
So that's the first one. Oh, okay,
And this
cool.
is just about some other, somebody suggested on my YouTube channel that I put some artwork up behind me. I went,
Cool.
kind of a good idea.
Good idea. You are Copper Dan. William says Copper Dan's doing weird stuff to Decoy.
He's Copper Dan. Some people hate it, but most people love it.
Well, it's been a good, nice 3-day weekend. I've had my boys. You might be able to hear Eric in the background here playing Fortnite. But I've just been a bum all weekend. We slept in. We went over to the buffet today, and we just got back. So, yeah, it's been a good weekend.
Well, I hate to say our gaming systems are broken for other reasons. And I feel really bad because Eric is like saying to my son, please set yours up. And he's like, mine is not set up right now. And they had a whole little interchange, and it was very cute.
Sledneck says, holy sunburn.
Yeah. Sunburn. But you know what? That's good. That means we're out of the worst of
summertime.
The winter. Yeah.
That means boots on the ground season is on its way.
Yeah. So I mean, it's bad.
Digital Treasure Map says, Copper Dan, do you still make the WWWH, or are they all gone? Dan?
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I had technical difficulties. I was trying to.
It happens.
I was trying to get the chat room up, but if I got the chat room up at once and I turned the volume down on it, it's not working. So we just won't be in the chat room tonight.
Well, Digital Treasure Map says, Copper Dan, do you still make the WWWH, or are they all gone?
I make a little bit different version of them. They don't come numbered. They don't have the hidden F in the sky. So.
Oh, but they can still get one if somebody wants one.
Yeah, it's just going to.
Cool.
It's going to come with a different. It's called Mountain Lake. It's going to be a little different, but
yeah.
It's similar but different.
Okay, so you got an email you want to give out? If somebody's interested, they can email you to figure out those details.
Yeah, copperdan17@gmail.com.
There it is, everybody. Copperdan17@gmail. So thanks for everybody for joining us. Copper Dan came across something that's interesting, I think, because it's all the way back in the 80s. You want to show them the magazine, Dan?
Yeah, so I was...
Dan, on your hoodie? You see that thing on your hoodie? When you were down, I totally thought it was this. It looks like a hand doing this. Then when you leaned up, I saw it was like the Space Needle.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
He might be saying that. You don't know who.
A little subliminal message or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So I was researching the internet for some Forrest Fenn related material, and I came up on an article, and it was so good that I actually went and found the People magazine that it.
Who's that on the cover? Oh, is that Rock Hudson?
That's Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson, cool.
So the magazine's a little rough shape. I only paid $8 for it, but it's 1986.
So you actually got a 1986 People magazine off of eBay. Is that right?
June 9th, 1986.
Okay. And what's special about this People magazine?
It has the article.
Dun, dun,
Hey,
dun.
there's the man of the hour, Mr. Forrest Fenn.
Look at that
Mr.
young guy.
Forrest,
And you said this is 86.
So if you think about it, this was pre-cancer. This was 2 years.
1986. Yeah, cool.
Which technically would mean it was before he even thought about the treasure.
Right. So his art gallery would have been in full swing, right?
His art gallery, yep, full swing.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, chat room's talking about aloe vera.
Hold on, Mike. Is Super Chat on? Somebody was asking.
Super Chat is on, everybody. You guys know it's on.
I think all questions can be asked tonight.
And I'll
All
be
right.
right back. Go ahead and explain it, Dan. I'll be right back.
He's gone.
right,
He's gone now. Okay.
Everybody super chat so K-Pro can afford to buy some sunscreen, please. Here, I might even super chat tonight too.
Oh my dear Lord, how did we get here already? Okay.
All right. You know what? There's the second. There's another picture in here.
Okay, now Peggy's there. Okay, Peggy's 2 over
Yep.
from him.
Yep,
Okay.
there it is.
I saw that you said I haven't seen a picture of Peggy like that. That's pretty cool. Like she kind of
So-
has the 80s deal.
What's weird is I have never seen this picture before, and then today a YouTube video popped up from the I can't remember who, and this picture is out there, but I've never seen it until the last week. I've seen it twice.
Now, this isn't aloe vera, but this is Walgreens pain relieving gel. So that might be big enough for you, K-Pro, right? So, yeah, I'm bringing this for sure. Good idea, everybody. Good idea.
Bring this. Bring this.
All right. Dan was nice enough to send me a PDF of the article, so I'm going to show it. I don't know if it's going to be big enough for you guys to see, but there's one way to find out. So, yeah, pretty cool that you actually got the People magazine off of
I went on.
eBay.
Yes, I
that's
wanted
cool.
the magazine to myself, and
Do you think Forrest has a copy of all these articles and everything? You think he's
I
got
would-
those at his house?
know,
I would if it
wait,
was me.
Okay,
Oh,
now
I'm
hold
sure
on a
he
second.
does.
Copper Dan William says that photo is in Too Far to Walk. Is that true?
Oh, I did not know that.
The photo with Peggy.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think that's where it came from.
Okay, now here's the other
June
question.
9, 1986.
Is it the same or has he augmented it much like Once Upon a While? Oh, I'm looking. I'm doing the hard-hitting reporting. These are the kind of things.
I can't zoom in on this, so guys, if you can read it, we weren't going to read the whole thing, but it's there. Also, in the description of this video is a link where you can read it, lumafilm.com, which is Dale's website, I believe. You can read the article, but pretty good find, Copper Dan. Pretty cool. It's just about his art gallery, and basically he's a businessman, is what it says,
Copper
right?
Dan is a hard-hitting searcher that is focused on content, and that's why we have him
Yeah.
here. God. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to catch up to you hard-hitting searchers. I'm just a loony.
Fenn
tune.
claims an inventory worth $20 million. Wow, and it presides over it all with a staff of 16 and a seemingly cavalier attitude.
You know what I thought was the most neat was the last paragraph of the article. I think deserves to be read.
Let's see. The business allows Fenn and his wife of 32 years, Peggy, to live comfortably in a spectacularly appointed apartment over the gallery. Fenn collects rare and historical books and takes an occasional day off for a desert walk, fishing, or piloting his single-engine airplane. When I was a kid, he says, by way of explaining his passion, I played Monopoly. I've always thought of myself as one who plays Monopoly. That's what I'm doing here. So yeah, as far as a collector for the gallery, Forrest Fenn's a businessman. He knows what he's doing. He
Okay,
plays
so
Monopoly.
when I read that, if I'd be lying if I say I didn't go get my Monopoly board out and look for the home.
Right, see if it ties in somehow.
Because there is the on Monopoly there's the waterworks.
Yeah.
There's water. I'm like, oh, there's our water.
And there's a brown property, which is what, Baltic Avenue, Mediterranean Avenue? To me, those are always the brown properties.
Could it be that simple?
Could it be that simple? That's funny. So Dan is all over it. That's pretty cool that Forrest was in People magazine all the way back in '86, right? Even before the treasure hunt it was ever even born or happened. So
I just went through Too Far to Walk.
But if
and
anyone
I don't
else-
see it. William, give me a page number, because William, you usually are not you're a funny guy, but not when it comes to. Give me a page number, William, or I call your bluff, Mister. See what I did there? Poker. I know some people get really mad at poker. Yeah, there you go.
And AJ's Rainville's live YouTube show is on before ours. I wasn't able to join because I was at the buffet with the kids, AJ, but definitely will check that out. If you played Monopoly with Forrest, would you let him be the banker? Yeah, probably not.
No, he would take it all. He is no. I know.
And who is it that said the picture wasn't too far to walk? Who said that?
William.
Yeah, William. They're calling you out. They
Joker,
say it's not correct.
I'm calling you out. Come on,
Well,
William. Truth or dare, baby.
I think he's correct because I watched a video
page?
earlier of Forrest when he was making Too Far to Walk, and that's where the picture was on the screen. So I'm
What
pretty
page?
sure that picture is
me a
in
page.
Too Far to Walk. You just got to find it.
Give me a page. No, I don't have to find it. I need to say.
Did
give me
you
a page.
did you show the two pictures that are in the article, Dan? Of
Yeah, I did.
Forrest? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I
that
did.
one is like a basket or something. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of the beginning. I lost the article.
I might be wrong. I'm going back through it again just to be silly. Oh, there's some milk. Is that a shout out to Cynthia? Sorry.
Milk.
Sorry, not sorry. Okay. Okay, so Copper Dan, what are your does anything, because this article came out after he already had it in his mind of what he was doing, but before he hid the chest. Is there anything that you say
can I
stands out?
ask a question on that?
Sure.
Because maybe I'm wrong. So when did he first come up with the idea of hiding the chest?
Right. Is it after he got cancer, which would be
I
88,
thought
or was
thought
it before?
after
Yeah.
he got cancer.
Right. We're thinking he may not have had the idea in 86. I mean, we don't know, but right? It was
Okay,
after he got
right
cancer
around.
that gave him the idea.
Let's not mince words. Right around.
Right
So
around that time. Yeah.
I don't think he all of a sudden got it right
You
then.
do-
I think you already had it. Like he said, he already knew exactly where it was going to be. Like,
Yeah. He's always known, and I think he just
Well, he's
decided
always
to
had
do
a
it.
special spot. I just
Yeah.
don't think when he was little, he thought, hey, I'll hide a treasure here when I get older and become a millionaire. I think it's just
Now, Salty Dog says
but by
page
86, he was already a
238.
millionaire.
238.
What? Say that again.
Oh
238.
wait, I think he means the People magazine. Wait, there's not a page 238 in the book.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, there is. It's that big.
But-
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
238.
And that's the page.
Yeah, that's not it.
Doesn't quite look
That's
like
238. Okay.
William.
It's a
William,
mystery. It's a
You
conundrum.
caused problems here, William. William's known
Decoy
to
looks
do that.
disappointed in everybody in the chat room
I'm-
that said it was in Too Far to Walk.
Okay.
Thumbs
this
up for
is-
Decoy, by the way.
This is,
Well,
I
I'm
will
not gonna
say,
say-
one of my major clues.
Is that
here-
Soldier Stone? Is that Soldier Stone or no?
Me or
Yeah,
Copper?
you. The picture you just showed.
No.
Oh, I
No.
thought that was that Soldier Stone thing. People. were
Another
talking about.
Mary. Many people say, how many times are Mary going to come up? But Mary.
So anyways, my point to bringing this article up is if this was pre-treasure or, thought, is it kind of gives you a look into his life because he was just openly giving this article. He wasn't trying to hide anything, and it doesn't give anything. It's just that his rules, it doesn't matter who you are, it only matters who they think you are, is quoted in here and a couple others. He talks about his alligator, Beowulf.
And he says he plays Monopoly. That's what he's doing. What's the
Says it.
point
I'd
of
never heard that
Monopoly?
before.
Gathering properties, winning all the money. Yeah, right?
And are the properties what he has put together and that's how he owns it? These are the
Title to the gold is a deed to a property, just like Monopoly. I
Copper
think we
Dan,
just
say
cracked
yes
it
or
open.
no. Crack this, like break this loose. Okay, so I have some hard-hitting questions. Are you ready? Wait, have you hit the major aspects of, okay, my first question. What are the major aspects of this article that you think we might want to focus on to focus on something that is key?
Are you talking to me, Capro? I'm talking
Absolutely.
to me.
Only you and only you.
You're a decoy.
It very clearly, according to how the article was written, is that Forrest is a savvy businessman and he was out to make money. not so much as like, and then for it basically clarify everything Forrest is said to us that, you know, is definitely true. He's not so much into the art. He's, you know, he was into the business.
Yeah, right. He's a businessman for sure.
Yep.
Mm.
He was at the beginning of the article. There was a lot of the smaller galleries around Santa Fe that did not like him very much
Right.
because he did very well, and I can understand that. My gallery is done very well, and when you do that, you step on some toes. You don't mean to do it. It's just part of what business is. The same thing with my copper business.
Okay, so he has named people in this article: Eric Sloan, Robert Redford, bronze, all the bronze busts that he did, Suzanne Summers, O'Keefe. Do you think any of those have a particular meaning to him when it comes to the solve? Not necessarily to his life in general, or maybe both. But let's focus on, is this some sort of a prelude to the hunt? And if yes, what do we need to be looking at? Give us the secrets. Come on.
Dan's holding it back. They know there's something in that magazine. You're not telling everybody.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're breaking up. We're breaking up.
Marty Bird, the link is right below this video in the description. It's in blue. It says www.lumafilm.com. If you click on that, it will take you to a PDF of just the article, not the whole magazine. If you could look up People magazines, maybe you could look it up that way. June of 1986, People magazine, Rock Hudson on the cover.
K-Pro, do you just want to read the whole article?
No.
Yeah, it's long. I mean, it's not that long, but
you're really good at reading now.
Would the YouTube police come in and have to tell us?
Well, not if we go. This article was written. We got to give credit where credit is due, by Brenda Edie, reported by David Wallace. So now we're good.
Yeah, there you go.
So now we can read the whole thing.
And
I think we could read
from People
snippets.
magazine.
Yeah, I don't think we could read the entire thing. I think we could read snippets of it without having a full FBI investigation by other YouTubers. Sorry.
Well, it just seems odd to me. Not odd, but it just seems like one of those head scratchers where Rock Hudson's on the cover. Rock Hudson's the big movie star. And then in the thrill of the chase, what's he talk about? The Great Gatsby and the other book, which have been movies, which are, you know, it just seems like a weird tie-in somehow. But again, this article came out before he knew he had cancer, and we assume before he thought of the treasure hunt. And yeah.
Well, and okay, so do we think that this is like Forrest says with most reporters, they didn't get it exactly right with some of his quotes, that sort of thing. And I have a couple things that have popped out to me, but I want to get your guys' thoughts before I ask some more hard-hitting content questions, Copper Dan.
Oh, geez. I knew I should have. I told you.
Okay, let me throw one out. He talks about the Please Touch. That is huge in TTOC.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
Is that a coincidence? Like, this is 2 times that he talked about Please Touch, and Please Touch is in big red letters. So now he's saying it before, and now he's saying it after. What do we think about that?
William clarified. He says it's in a scrapbook, not in Too Far to Walk. He says the picture is in a scrapbook.
So it didn't make Too Far to Walk.
Yeah.
William.
Okay.
This is back to, should we even be looking at scrapbooks?
Well, now that it's in a scrapbook, hey, the article's in play. Like, what's Forrest trying to tell us? You know, he tries to give us messages through the scrapbooks.
Dun, dun, dun.
If he used a photo that was in a People magazine article from 1986, are we supposed to look at that article?
Okay, so do you want me to read the Please Touch excerpt for you?
I would love it.
Okay, so here he says, Fenn encourages gallery browsing with signs that read, quote, please touch, period. Punctuation matters. We are responsible. Customers can handle any of the 2,000 Indian bowls, moccasins, and arrowheads. Big spenders might be drawn to a $375,000 painting that Corot signed on his deathbed, or a $350,000 Remington bronze, blah, 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 blah. And then fine fakes, and he goes into other things. But when we look at Please Touch, we know that as searchers. This was well before. What is he telling us? Copper Dan, give us the secrets.
I got Well, I think this shows he really did say and do what he said, but I think in the thrill of the chase, the police touch in red letters is telling us something different. I think we need to.
But does it prove that it's a true story? In other words, in his gallery,
It
he did
does.
have a
Yes,
police
it does.
touch because yeah,
A lot of in this article, that's what I was trying to come across. It
yeah,
proves not that it needed to, we needed to, but it does prove the
right.
stuff in there is for real.
And Craig Carter did find them on Dale's site, and he actually emailed me. So those two pictures were on Dale's site. So Forrest did use them, or Dale did, whoever put the scrapbook up. So
Well,
the
like I say,
exact same
I think
pictures are there.
this article has been out there for a while. I just happened to find it and bring it up, and I just don't think all
Yeah,
of
I've
this.
seen it on Chase
Yeah.
Chat. There wasn't a lot of discussion about it, but we thought we'd revisit it because there's something that we're all missing that is key. I think these are the types of things that we need to revisit. That okay, so last year I'm going to throw one that's just a wild card, and you guys might turn to me and say, "Nope, that's crazy. Let's move on," and I'm fine with that. I wear as a badge of honor crazy. So last summer, Forrest or Dale, but I think Forrest did a contest of his cat that the skull.
Mm-hmm.
And who won? What was the name of the winner?
Meowthful? Was that what it was?
Right.
Meowth,
What was
something like
the
that.
yeah? What was the name of his alligator?
Beowulf,
Beowulf.
right?
Is there something? This is the first time I went. Is that close enough? Is that what we should be looking at?
Well, didn't he
Maybe
have
totally-
two? Didn't he have two elevators? Didn't he have two alligators, Beowulf and Elvis? Or do I have that wrong? I don't know where I'm getting Elvis from, but I thought there were two. I'm sure the room knows. But Beowulf, I mean, there's a lot of rabbit holes you can go down with Beowulf.
Beowulf and Meow Wolf.
Yeah, they're saying yes, Beowulf and but it was a contest. In other words, it wasn't Forrest that came up with the name. That was somebody else. But you mean why did Forrest pick it as the winner? Meow Wolf?
Yeah.
Meow Wolf? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't remember what it was. I just thought there's a similarity there. I don't know. I just throw it out. Monopoly, all the names that are thrown out there. Please touch. Those are the things that kind of jumped out to me that I went,
Right.
There's something here.
I just think it's cool that Dan actually got the magazine off of eBay. That's cool.
You know, and if you want one, this isn't the only one. So, in fact, mine, I actually wish I would have spent more money on it. This one is beat up.
Do many
Right.
people have this one? I gave Cynthia one signed by Forrest. I don't
What is
have these
that?
signed by Forrest. This is the
National.
Amtrak.
Uh-oh,
The Amtrak one with the big article after the hemispheres. It just came out last year. I have a friend with Amtrak.
I never heard of that one before. It's a Forrest Fenn article?
Yeah, this one, like the one that I think everybody.
I see everything online, so yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool to have the
this
actual
one-
magazines
yeah,
that
that
these articles
actually,
are
this
in.
was in every single Amtrak. That was really big. I think it's another one we need to look at after tonight's hard hitting content.
Craig Carter says page 178 and Too Far to Walk is the story of Beowulf and Elvis and the Ducks. So William says Too Far to Walk page 50 is the Bullet is a 1935 and not 1941. Is that the car, the Bullet? He's saying it's a 35? Huh. Then Box Sound says Wolf's is a big hint. Everybody thinks there's a hint in everything, I think, is what the problem
they
is.
only think it's a hint if it confirms their solve.
It doesn't matter if it's a hint. It matters if you think it's a hint. Something like that. I don't know. All right. The other thing we wanted to go over was, I don't know if Dan locked up there or not. Yeah, it looks like he did. Recently, somebody asked about Forrest Fenn's knife. And this is something that Forrest gave us permission to send out with every map. So everybody that super chatted on that program is going to get this in the mail with the map. And that is the Fenn compass. And I'm going to read the story. I think Dan had posted it on Facebook. And everybody who's ordered the map has gotten one of these in the mail. But you don't see this floating around too much anywhere. I mean, when I look online, I don't literally see it anywhere. So we were just talking about the compass story, Dan, the Fenn compass.
Okay. Yep.
So-
Somebody asked about that today on Facebook.
So it's a knife, and the compass is in the butt of the knife. And this is what it says. This is a little short story we have. This compass is 1/2 inch in diameter and is embedded in the butt of my ivory-handled Randall knife that I had made when I was on my way to Vietnam in 1968. I was shot down 2 times with the knife, and the last time it has been used was when I hacked my way through the jungle in Laos on 20 December 1968. The compass is designed to be swallowed just before capture and retrieved later when it might be needed. Something tells me it's not coming up the same way it went down, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's it. So, well, I don't know. How else would you retrieve it? So, hey, that's POW stuff, that's serious stuff. So, cool. That's the Fenn compass, and that's the Forrest Fenn knife. I'm assuming that the guy on Facebook that asked, that's the knife he was referring to.
I
Yeah, the
don't
one
know
with the
any
compass.
others, though.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing that in Forrest Fenn's house, but he's got to still have that somewhere, I would think, right? I mean, in his study with all the artifacts, that'd be cool to see that knife.
I think he should put it on eBay.
Oh, geez. Now, that'll probably go to Shiloh or somebody, I would think. But yeah, that's cool. Compass in the butt. Is that a clue from Deep Thinker?
Oh, good grief.
Hey,
Chris just
Mike,
said
we
what?
never did ask. Ask the room how is the sound?
Yeah, it
Oh,
sounds good
yeah.
to me. Oh, yeah.
So how's the sound between Mike, myself, and Copper Dan? We sound very different to each other. Does anybody sound really low, really high, or the same? If
Because we know
everybody's
how to
like,
fix it.
no, we're good. We're all about it. We will fix it.
Pulp Fiction comes to mind with a watch, but I'm not going there.
Okay, William, too far to walk, page 50. Bullet is in. Oh, he's talking about aberrations. And if you talk about aberrations, you might get into a lot of trouble with boys.
William says there's a compass heading in the Thrill of the Chase. He gives a compass heading. Put in below the Homa Brown. Come on, guys.
He started.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something. Compass gives me a gut feeling. Oh, I get it. That's funny. Well, let's hope Forrest never actually had to swallow it, because when he was shot down, he never got captured, right? He was always able to find his way out or get rescued before he was actually captured. So that's good.
K-Pro, did you notice this it explains how Forrest met Suzanne Summers in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in the article? Oh, that's cool.
Yep, Suzanne apparently is a Georgia O'Keeffe fan, and she was in the gallery, and that's how.
Well, so anybody that's into a lot of women's rights research, Georgia O'Keeffe and Amelia Earhart are the two that stand out to me. And I've done a ton of research on both of them before I was familiar with the hunt at all. I lived in Kansas for a while, and so, but that's why Amelia Earhart came up. But that was huge to me, but I couldn't ever make more of a connection. But I just feel like there is more. Georgia O'Keeffe, do you know the history of their relationship?
I do not, other than he probably sold some of her paintings, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, and she was a no-nonsense, very hardcore person. She had a artist hand, I don't know what they call them, that was, I think she was 70, he was 22 or 25. I might get the numbers a little off. And when she passed, she left everything to him, and the family questioned it, and actually it was overturned.
This is Georgia O'Keeffe?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
about
this.
The amount of money
Okay.
that went to him was overturned, but he was like, I'm just an artist. I don't care about all of because she didn't have a couple million. She had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions. And so the story goes, I do not know if it's true. I tried to ask with a lot of people that Forrest, though he likes spunky women, if you ever had an audio, it might not look like they were friendly. They kind of had a back and forth. And
I bet so many people, Forrest is used to so many people kissing his butt. He probably finds it refreshing when somebody doesn't. That's my personal opinion, everybody.
George O'Keeffe had enough money that she didn't have to.
Right.
And I heard that they had a really good respect for each other, but did not have the butt kissing on either side relationship. They had a very, I call it a quid pro quo kind of relationship that some people find offense to, and that's fine. Some people say those are the kind of relationships you need in your life. And so I won't say who I've had conversations with, but I will say I've never confirmed exactly, but I will say I believe Georgia O'Keeffe gave him a run for his money, and he loved it.
Forrest?
And yeah.
Make sure it's who we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that was one that here's the other one that well, no, let's keep going on this because I want to talk about the Dude Motel one day because I have a
We're gonna
big
be
story.
there, right? Well, whatever it is now. Is it the same building or did they like tear it down and rebuild it?
No, it's
It's the same.
exactly still
Oh,
there.
that's awesome. I'm gonna be there next month. We're gonna be there next month.
You guys
That's
are
cool.
killing me. You can still say that I can't be there.
Oh,
Is Covert one in the room?
I haven't seen him yet. I
You
have
haven't seen.
not seen
All
him
right,
yet.
he asked me. If I was gonna be
Lou
there.
Lee Bell, I heard some wild stuff about O'Keefe. I have too, and there's actually not only an O'Keefe museum. When you talk about women's rights, she has a lot out there, and
You have
good
two what?
on her.
You have
I have
two.
Lou Lee just said I have heard wild stuff about O'Keefe.
Oh,
I have too
you have two what?
heard some wild
Oh,
stuff.
you have. I thought you meant I have two like paintings from Georgia O'Keeffe. I thought you were saying I have two, and I'm like, what? You have a Georgia O'Keeffe painting? I got you. You've heard it
Yeah,
also.
Lori
Okay.
James says read her
Okay.
biography. Not only read her biography, read there's an unauthorized book,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
All right,
it's
all right.
crazy wild.
You want me to give something from the article? I'll give you one little thing.
Okay.
This kind of opened my eyes to
Where
it.
do warm waters halt?
All right. It's just that I don't know if it's going to bring you closer to the treasure, but maybe, I don't know. So here we go. Fenn, who was born 55 years ago in Temple, Texas, has a bottom line style that was shaped in the Air Force, where he won 25 decorations, including the Silver Star. As I have gone alone in there with my treasures, bold
Medals, yeah.
medals.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's
that could be
given.
like a metaphor. Yeah, treasures bold
Yeah.
definitely could.
Treasures
for
bold.
sure.
Treasures.
And maybe that relates back to the My War for Me chapter for sure.
Oh,
Okay, so
Yeah.
so if we're done with the particulars about this article, I have
Mhm.
a bigger question.
Mhm.
So there is a famous bathing is best. River bathing is best article
Right.
that was before it went in the book. It has some
Mhm.
key differences in wordings. I can see Copper Dan probably has found it too. There are some other articles that are well before TTOTC, well before basically what Copper Dan has just found. Are those, do we believe those could have a hidden meaning, a importance, a whatever that terminology is, or not? Because there's a ton out there. And
Well,
when he talks about his mother having heavy loads on the burden of the family, he actually uses the term heavy loads. That makes me go, heavy loads, that, but this was back well
I-
before the
I think
I
that's
throw
going to
that
be
out.
a future vlog. I think we look up the major words in the poem and we show how many times they're in the book. I think that would be a future vlog for sure.
Well, but first let's even see if it's important, because if it's not important, let's not spend time pulling it up.
Well, but when he released TTOTC, that was going to be it. There wasn't going to be a too
Right.
far to walk. So he needed to put, if there was extra information, he put it on his website,
Yeah.
Santa Fe Trail. And then it eventually went into, when he did write the book, maybe because people weren't seeing how important that was, so he put the second book out and then put it in the book. This was way before I was around, so I didn't.
So
Right.
when he puts out an article in I don't even remember, but let's just say 1980,
86.
that said his mother had a heavy loads with caring for the family. Should we even look at
Does
that?
that mean
Just like this
anything?
People
Yeah.
magazine.
Well, I think we have to look at that because
Yeah, I think so. Right? Yeah,
And when
I
he
think so.
donates 9 linear feet of photographs to the McCracken Museum up in Cody.
9 linear feet.
9 linear feet. Why do they describe it as 9 linear feet? It is literally, there is a box that has 9 linear feet of photographs. 9 linear feet. Is it a coincidence? 9 linear feet.
9 clues, 9 feet.
And
all
the
right, so
only
this is
way
what we
that
got
you
to do is start.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Copper
Kate,
Dan.
I didn't mean to
No,
step over you.
go ahead.
I was just saying, maybe this is what we need to do is start finding articles that are, in pre-1988 and start comparing words.
I guess a lot of people think Forrest Fenn is like this master planner, that he had all these things set up even before. You know what I mean? Some people think that, some people don't.
No,
Some
but
people
just
think the poem is more simple and straightforward. But there's a
but
lot of
just look
people I think that think something else is going on. Covert One is in the room now,
okay.
by the way.
Thank
No, what I
God,
mean was
because
just
he's saying some really groundbreaking things. Sorry, I'm being silly.
How many
but just
feet is in a Minix camera? No idea. And I don't know why linear. What's the difference between 9 feet and 9 linear feet? I have no idea.
Well, the 9 linear feet is it doesn't matter how much it is wide. It's just the linear, the
mm,
width
length.
rather than the band. It's not like a cubic foot.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Well, and so that's, I think Copper Dan just said it. Do we take all these pieces and parts and he's a masterful puzzle maker, or are we all reading too much into it and simplify?
Well, I think we can find out how he used words prior to the poem, like what you just brought up about heavy loads,
Mm-hmm.
and how he used that as a meaning for.
Mm-hmm.
There's many different ways you could look at heavy loads as a weight, or as heavy loads as a
Right.
feeling.
So let's say when you're going down that canyon down, there's a plaque or something, and it's like, oh, so and so killed themselves here because they had such a heavy heart or so many problems. Would that be like a heavy loads? You know what I mean? Is there something in the area where you go, oh, it doesn't mean rocks, it's not physical, it means, yeah,
Well, it
I
wasn't
think
even
those
a metaphor
could be that
though.
way.
He said it in the article. My mother had heavy loads in relation to the. I don't remember the exact quote. I had it maybe
Right.
3 years ago. I couldn't make heads or tails of it enough. I found it actually on the blogs that everybody uses for entertainment. Some people throw stuff up,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Ray's got a good point. Reading pre-poem articles and seeking interviews will help you to know FF, how he thinks, talks, etc. Maybe giving you an insight into how he thinks, exactly how he constructed that poem. What if heavy loads is there, like Indians used to do their laundry down on this riverbank where you're in this canyon? You know what I mean? Now, how are we supposed to know that? Is there a plaque? Is there something that gives you that info? But heavy loads could be that. I mean, yes, like double meanings for sure.
Mhm.
I think that could be part of it for sure.
yeah, yeah.
He used
Well,
the term "heavy loads" in Secrets of San Lazaro, so that's a good point. I've got the book back here; I just haven't actually read it, so
Yeah, I
that's
haven't.
interesting. Okay,
Well, and I think things that are as obvious as his books, I don't know why, because he said when it came to Rick, Illinois Ghost, asked a question of, he was reading, I think it was $17 a square inch. And he said, do you think there's a hint anywhere in that book, and he for the treasure hunt? And he said no. And I followed up with a Fenn clarifies question to say, are there any in your 9 books before his memoirs? And he's like, no, there's none in any of the 9 books. And so I actually posted it on Thor and it was out there, but that made me think, is there, isn't there? Now, when he says no, we have to hold it true, right? Because if there's a treasure out
Maybe
there,
there's not an intentional hint.
but like people say, it can help us think how he
Just
understand how he thinks. Yeah,
Exactly.
well, but if
exactly.
that's true, isn't the people that have met him, they have an advantage? 2 people on this panel that have met him.
Well, while he says I've never intentionally given anybody a hint, maybe unintentionally, maybe subconsciously, he said something that it's possible. But everybody's going to take that and run with it in 100 different directions. We could all take one thing he said, which we have, a Forrest Fenn quote, and we all have 10 different interpretations of it. So,
And I know there are words from the poem that look very similar in a lot of Eric Sloan books. So is it a rabbit hole?
The whole Eric Sloan connection. Okay,
It's-
I'm channeling my inner Nelica here. I felt when I went down the Eric Sloan avenue or rabbit hole, there was so much. I felt there's layers of that spaghetti on the wall, and there was supposedly Eric Sloan and him were going to be doing this treasure hunt, and they picked a bridge. And I mean, there was so much that I just went, if I go down this rabbit hole, I'm there forever. I'm there for 1,000 years.
Back up. So you heard that he was going to do this treasure hunt with Eric Sloan.
And his
Which
wife said, no way.
What? I've never heard that before.
I've never heard that before.
This is something that was said to you, I take it.
Because that would put, I mean, Eric Sloan died in 1980.
And cue the powwow music. We got to go, everybody.
Yeah.
So you're
No.
saying you've heard this secondhand, maybe, or something? That he was going to do his treasure hunt with Eric Sloan? Is that right?
I thought everybody knew.
I may have heard it and just not remembered it, but
Sandy
no,
and
I
Eric
didn't know that.
Sloan went to their wives. They came up with the story, and that's
Yeah,
the story.
I may have heard
And
something about
they
this, but I
they
don't
were going to
remember
put it
where.
under a bridge, and they tried to get
No,
property rights.
AJ Rainville in the house under a bridge.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, under a bridge, and they tried to get the property rights, and basically the wife said no way, and then
And then Forrest the Maverick said, "Well, I'm gonna do it by myself." Then basically, I think this is probably how that ended. He said, "Well, I'm gonna go." He's gonna do it anyway.
This isn't a public story. God, I got to get better about what I publicly.
Hey, Pro, you would need to find this article or wherever you read this.
Or maybe you just have too much
No, I
sun,
don't.
K-Pro.
No, I have too much sun. Everybody, I have too much sun.
We're gonna take care of that while you're out here. Don't worry.
Chances.
Drawing nigh.
Chance, are you saying room number 4 at Ray? Room number 4, I've tried to get into at the Dude. I've never been able to get into room number 4. I will say I have knocked on the door at room number 4.
Have you really?
What's wrong? I don't see anything wrong with that.
Is that the one that Ronald Reagan climbed in the window, or is that the room? I'm mixing my stories up.
No,
well, it's in the book. I mean,
I might have just mixed up my stories.
Yeah, I think you did.
Stories.
Drawing Nigh says, read free online book Camouflage by Eric Sloan, a must-read for all F searchers.
William just said, Eric and Forrest wanted to buy a bridge. It's open knowledge. See? I'm so glad it's open knowledge.
Yeah, I think it's the little treasure hunt part you added. That's not the bridge part. I think people are...
Yeah.
That's where they were going to make the...
Treasure hunt? Oh, well, see, I didn't know that.
Someone tell me, so I didn't, make any kitty cat...
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sure you're going to hear it from people. So if people have heard of this or not before, there's probably one person in particular you're going to hear from real quick. Ray says page 93 and Too Far to Walk, room number 4 at the Dude. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Oh,
But we're not staying at the Dude, right? Just to be clear, we're not staying at the Dude Ranch.
I'm sorry, I'm not openly telling anyone where I'm
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Living in a van down by the river.
Yeah, that's right. By Yellowstone.
With my 45. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I'll have to look. I have notes somewhere in a box from the move.
Oh, that's right.
Somebody
Ryan
told me that
Ryan in the house, he pointed out that the bridge is a man-made object, and so is the railroad. So how does that leave that's wooden and not man-made? What does that leave? So we know it's not under a bridge because it's not in a man-made structure. So, but it's just interesting if that was the original idea that he had with Eric Sloan. That's interesting.
Well,
yeah, and William, I know when I went to the front desk, I chit-chatted. I actually bought a round of drink to the people at the front desk, and they loved me. And it wasn't number 4. Number 4, when you go there, they will not give you number 4. They just know the Forrest Fenn story. Just like if you go to Cody and you talk to the head librarian, you tell her you're a treasure hunter, you're not getting anywhere. You have to
Really?
They don't like the treasure hunters destroy stuff. Most librarians are people that archive many materials.
So there's something more important. If this story checks out to be true, that Forrest with Eric Sloan had even had the thought about, hey, let's do some kind of treasure hunt. That means that was in his head as far back.
Way back before he got cancered.
Way back.
I think it would almost be called hearsay at this point. Hearsay on the Cowlazars show.
There's no story. I don't know what you two are talking about. Who said something about a bridge?
Crimson Coat, which is in Thrill the Chase. Crimson Coat says it may be old news, but has anyone pointed out that the chest has Eric Sloan's initials stamped on the inside lid? Now the inside lid says CES, right? And that's not Eric Sloan's initials, is it? What's the C? Is Eric Sloan got a first name I'm unaware of? I thought he said the CES was for Forrest said he put that on the chest for his cataloging, the way he catalogs items. You're not going there, K-Pro?
I'm going to shut up for the rest of the
That's why people tune in. So K-Pro will tell us something we didn't know.
No, we have no content on this channel. We suck, Mike. What do you mean?
I thought CES on the chest that Forrest said that it was how he catalogs things, but I could be wrong. But if people thinks it's Eric Sloan's initials, then what's the C for? Like, how's the C fit in?
Oh, I forget what's his real name? His born name. I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's
Craig Carter. Yes, it was actually CE5, which was a pricing code, and Forrest did confirm that. So it's not CES, it's CE5.
okay.
Now, of course, people are still going to think it's the hint that they want to think it is, but that's interesting. All right, Captain Eric Sloan. Somebody said, AJ, quit spreading those hearsay rumors. So Eric Sloan and Forrest Fenn doing the treasure chests. That's interesting.
I need to keep drinking.
You never know what you're going to hear on the
I-
K-Pro Cow Powwow with special guest Copper Dan.
You can delete this right after we're done, right?
No, it's up forever. We don't take the videos down. They stay up.
We could edit it.
Yeah, we could edit it, but we're not going to do that either because I'm not going to take the time to do that. So.
Okay.
No, it's.
You know what? Everybody knows I'm just this silly, crazy searcher that I don't remember, and it's just me making stuff up.
Susie,
I think we're all silly, crazy searchers. We're all
right. We all got our ideas. It's some people put them in YouTube videos. That's all. Some people don't. Susie Fenhaven says, "I'm cooking dinner and listening," and I shouted, "Eddard." That was the nickname of his buddy, right? Edvard or Eddard. In the school picture, it says Eddard and Kaser and all those weird names. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Susie. Hope you come back on the marathon.
I'm going to have to apologize to Forrest for starting a rumor. Forrest, I apologize. Maybe your puppet will tell us that it is not true on Wednesday.
Easy.
Let's be nice.
Yeah, let's be nice. Easy. Amelia Earhart, Bill Gorman says. Bill Gorman in the house. Would could be would, W-O-U-L-D, indicating the consequence of an imagined event or situation. Brave and in the wood, is that what you mean? I'm not sure what point V meant right there. But anyway, Eric Sloan. I know a lot of people have collected Eric Sloan books because they think, I have one in here somewhere as a book from Eric Sloan, but I thought Forrest had said there's no other books. He said his own books anyway, right? Like
he
you
did
said.
Say that, but he said it after the fact, and he has some contradictory statements about other things. So is this one?
Yeah, that's true. And hide it. I wonder why under a bridge. I wonder what the bridge had to do with it. Hide it under a bridge.
There were property right issues or property rights. As I recall, hypothetically, it was something related to property rights. I wish I could grab it. It's way back. This was maybe 3-4 years ago. I'm gonna start messaging my peeps. Where the heck did I get this from? Because I thought this one was common knowledge.
The man in the park says Bridge is the home of Brown. So that's interesting. A bridge named after Brown. What's that?
That's man-made.
But isn't it only the chest location is not man-made, or do we want to talk about all 9 clues? That's out there, though. That's not hearsay. That's out there. That's from another searcher anyway, right?
I don't know anymore. God,
in Cynthia's book. Yeah.
Boy,
we might as well talk about it. Yeah, right. Glad we're not live. Might as well just say it. In Cynthia's book, which is available on eBay, I believe the name of it is Forrest Fenn Search from a Woman's Perspective, something like that. Anybody? I don't know. But she said that Forrest told her that none of the 9 clues have to do with a man-made structure. Right. That's what Cynthia says. I've never heard Forrest publicly say that, but that's what Cynthia says he said. So again, is that hearsay? I don't know. You got to talk to Cynthia on that one.
William has said he's been in the hunt for 62 years, and on page 219.
Yeah, tell me what the illustration is on page 219 and Too Far to Walk. I get it, but it's under all these books back here. So
219 does not have an
page 219, Too Far to Walk. Watch out. That is a dagger of some kind. It says Charmaine and Me. That's the name of the chapter.
Game of Thrones, right?
Game of Thrones. I'm not going there with Game of Thrones. We could all be Game of Thrones characters. I'm going to do a vlog where all the YouTubers are Game of Thrones characters.
I have never seen an episode, so everyone else would laugh. I would not.
Yeah, some people would get it. Some people would.
It's a toothpick.
Cynthia's book is called Chasing Fenn's Treasure. Thank you, Craig Carter. I don't know where I got the woman thing, but Chasing Fenn's Treasure by Cynthia Meacham. I think you guys should buy that book.
The subtitle is like one woman's.
It is. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys know I have never read this book.
Dan, come on.
Are you at shoot?
I have read. I will be honest. I started
It's a
reading.
long book. Yeah.
I only got to Buffalo Smoke. That's as far as I got, and I said, "It's just going to screw me up. All I need is TOTC in the phone."
Yeah, right. Now Trey sure says it's a dragonfly. That picture is a dragonfly. Anybody see the movie Dragonfly? Kevin Costner. It's a pretty cool movie.
Mm-mm.
Movies, gosh darn! If I have to sit and watch movies to go find this treasure chest, come on! I want to get back behind the movies.
Oh,
No.
Man in the Park says so. Man-made. Would the hole that Forrest Fenn put the chest in be considered man-made?
No.
No. If you dig a hole, that's still natural. Right.
Man-made
Structure. Right.
Which would be
So it's not under a building. It's not under a bridge. Those are man-made structures, I would think, right? That's the way I look at it. I mean, if it's a log, that's natural. If a log fell over, that's natural. It could be under a log, but not a man. See, I know some people say, well, if somebody cut down the log, that's man-made, but it's man-created. I think he means man-made, like cement, brick, adobe, plastic. It's not under a man-made, whatever you call it.
I think he means bridge, outhouse, cemetery, building, that sort of thing.
Right. That's how I took it too.
Copper Dan art, those sorts of things.
But if it was you remember the fake rocks you could put your keys in, put it in front of your house, that would be man-made because it's plastic, right? In my opinion.
No.
Yeah. So it's not plastic or whatever he's got. However the chest is concealed, it's natural. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Could be a natural crevice split in a rock.
Is Toon considered a cemetery? Point V for me, yes. I don't think it's for me.
Anywhere where there's a dead body would be a cemetery, right?
That's how I see it, but that doesn't. When people get into exact definitions, that doesn't mean exactly
burial vault, sepulture. Yeah. Boxhound says the chest is in a log. We're not saying the chest is in a log. We're saying the chest could be in a log. Petrified wood and all that could be, right?
It'd have to be something.
I don't see it. I don't think that could last 1,000 years.
If it's petrified, I don't know.
Some people disagree with me. My personal opinion is not, but who the hell am I? I got nothing. I don't have a treasure chest. I'm not Forrest Fenn. I didn't get super secret hints. I didn't talk anything about a bridge tonight. My God, let's move on.
Eric Sloan, everybody. Thumbs up for Eric Sloan and subscribe to the channel. We're going to make K-Pro figure out when, who, what, where, when, why. She heard that in a future vlog.
I have it. I got it. Gosh, I have an entire set of boxes just on password.
Aaron,
but you know what? This is the great part. Somebody's going to say it was their research, and they'll put it out before I can find the binder. So
I don't care who takes credit for it. I just want to see it.
We want to know what the deal was. Aaron Hurley says, I bet all 9 clues are made by nature, including Homer Brown. And that's what I lean toward. In other words, Forrest always knew the spot, so he's thinking, how do I write this poem to guide people to it? He's using 9 natural landmarks of some kind to get there.
Well,
but that means the blaze is a natural landmark, right? Which we don't know, but
Deep Thinker says and he's said this a couple times, so persistence is key. What about Forrest saying the hints weren't intentionally placed to aid the seeker?
Yeah, that's a good one.
OTC.
Yeah.
Here is what I think. This is my opinion, and it means nothing. When you buy TTOTC, you read the books. Or read the book. You read the chapters. Is there every chapter there's a hint? In every 6th paragraph, there's a hint? No. They were unintentional. Some chapters have some chapters don't. Some chapters were near and dear to his heart. I will tell you, I have a couple stories I love telling my kids. I actually, I was the keynote speaker at a graduation ceremony, and I gave this great speech. And I gave 2 stories. One was my favorite, and one was I knew everybody loves that story. I like my one top story and no one else likes it. And I feel like Forrest is the same way. The one that gets the crowds might not be his favorite. And so the one that gets the crowd going, when you have 1,000 people in a room, the one that gets everybody going is not necessarily the one that is near and dear to your heart. I think in TTOTC, he still included the one that was near, like his love solve. I have the love solve and then I have the head solve. I think he included the love story, even though there might not be an actual hint to it. But so I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. That's how I see it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. That does not mean that there aren't hints. So when that Deep Thinker, your quote, I believe that quote is very near and dear to my heart. When I tell a story, the one that resonates with me the most is not necessarily the one that resonates to everyone the most. And I will tell you, if you ever hear those stories, I've been doing those stories for about 10 years now. I have they're about 85-15. There's a little bit of the facts that I've evolved over time with when I need a gasp from the room and I don't get a gasp, I might change something up to say there was thunder rather than it was raining, those sorts of things. And that's where I totally get
I'll have
home
to
with
show the
Forrest.
book. So, and okay, my quick opinion. I'm going to show this Eric Sloan book because it kind of ties in. When he says intentionally placed, there isn't anywhere that says in this chapter are the hints. We don't know where they are. In my opinion, that's what he meant by intentionally placed. We have to find them. We have to figure out what they
Yeah.
are. And then Craig Carter says, "Oh, did I lose it?" Craig Carter says, "Craig, what did you say?" He says, "Scrapbook 28. Did you know
Mhm.
that Eric Sloan and Forrest Fenn wanted to build a covered bridge, but their wives wouldn't let them buy a river?" But where's the treasure part in that?
Wait, where's that story? Because I believe that's the story that I'm talking about.
What's that?
And I believe that's the story I'm talking about.
So we know it's not in the
Mm,
river. We'll be done in a minute and we'll go, okay? We'll look. It's
okay.
over there somewhere.
I see Lori James agrees with me. Yes, K Pro. I don't even know on what. So, but yes,
I
me
just
and
hit my
Lori.
head on my light. But here's the Eric Sloan book I have. Speaking of
Okay, wait,
bridges, look at that. American
great.
Barns and Covered Bridges by
Oh my
Eric
gosh, you
Sloan.
got that from the Jamie
It's
drawing.
from the raffle. Whoever won it
Yes,
said I get to keep it. So that I'm
yes.
keeping it. And Eric Sloan signed it. Look at that. I don't know. I got to get the guy from Pawn Stars to authenticate that signature. But yeah, but it's all about barns and what color's a barn but brown. Look at that. It's all about bridges
Okay.
and barns and stuff. So.
Somebody, I think it was Ray, that just went and found because we're hard hitting content here. Scrapbook 78.
28.
28.
28.
Craig Carter said 28. And this book is from 1954. So there you have it. Eric Sloan, 1954. American Barns and Covered Bridges.
I knew
Awesome.
that would be great.
Okay. Sorry.
Um, did you know that Eric Sloan and Forrest Fenn wanted to build a covered bridge, but their wives wouldn't let them buy a river?
Well, think of okay. So Deep Thinker says two can keep a secret if one of them isn't K-Pro. I thought that was pretty good. But think about it. What does Forrest say? Two of them can keep a secret if one of them is dead. And Eric Sloan died in what year? I mean,
I
Eric
can't
Sloan
be
is
the
gone.
only one that knows this story. I didn't hear it from
Not the
Forrest.
treasure part. Okay, good. We'll make that clear. You did not hear it from Forrest.
I did not hear from Forrest.
Okay,
I've
good.
never talked to Forrest about Eric Sloan ever. So I know I didn't, but I also didn't hear about brown trout and a few of the other things and structures and all of that. I no, it wasn't, and so it could just be gossip, rumor, third hand information. Doesn't even matter. Um, yeah, okay.
So Craig Carter says this was added at the end of that. Is that the scrapbook? The more we know about the man who hid a fortune, the more likely we are to discover his hiding
Oh,
spot.
do you see Sledneck? Sledneck says he knows the story too. There you have
Oh,
it.
okay. So somebody's spreading stories. Somebody's talking out of school. Mrs. Ford's Spanish class. I don't know. I may have vaguely heard that before, but again, if it didn't come from Forrest, I mean, we don't know if it's true or not. So maybe Forrest will
Absolutely.
put out a scrapbook tomorrow and clarify. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, just clarify that.
No, I think Sledneck needs to clarify now and get me out of the hot seat. Get it over to Sledneck.
Was it? Well, one way out is you just say you heard it from Sledneck. Boom, you're done.
Oh, you know what? I don't even know if it's true. I heard it from Sledneck. Everybody.
There you go, everybody.
Message Sledneck.
All right, we all
And
hear things.
here is his address and telephone number. No, I have no idea.
No,
I don't have
KJ
either.
Eric Sloan definitely existed. Yeah, he's saying were these all people just made up by Forrest? Sharp? I don't know who Sharp is. That was artist,
See,
right?
now Sledneck is saying the same thing. So if you give me a hard time, you give Sledneck, and I don't remember where, and I don't remember where.
Could it have been Chip? I'm
No.
just guessing. Oh, okay, it wasn't Chip because Sledneck's up in that area. So okay.
Rumors turn into truths really quick if they
Yeah,
spread.
I know. I'm gonna have to retitle this now. Eric Sloan knows where the spot is.
Because titles are important. I've had long standing debates today about titles of YouTubes, but let's move on. Dal, if speaking of $17 a square inch, do you guys have a copy to look there?
Somebody
Well-
might just have a copy.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I do not have a copy of that book.
Well,
a good friend. Oh crap!
Easy. That's why I
Don't
didn't want to
drop-
grab mine.
Good.
Yeah, don't-
Oh, still
Um,
it. Oh, I thought
a
it was still
friend
in
of
the
mine.
plastic.
It is still in the plastic.
Not
I
open.
did not ask him to sign it.
You mean yours
You're
is not
opening it
signed?
right now? Are you crazy? Don't open it.
Somebody-
Oh, it's ruined.
No. Somebody thanked me for the Jamie drawing.
And gave it you the book. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
he
what's
said,
it
"Do you
say?
wanna
A
sign
Forrest Fenn what? What's it say under the title? $17 a square inch. Oh, a personal tribute to Eric Sloan. This is Forrest
Mhm.
Fenn's book, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody doesn't know. Okay.
Okay, so what page am I going to? Oh, Slendick hasn't met Chip. Oh, I'll hook you guys up. He is so cool.
Or has he? He probably
No,
has.
Slendick's a straight shooter. He wouldn't, I think.
Oh, what's that mean?
No, like if he says I haven't met him, I don't think he's met him.
Oh, I got
That's
you.
just my opinion.
We're just having
Okay.
fun, everybody. Nobody take
What
this the
are
wrong
we-
way.
What are we, Ray? What do you want to see
Just-
in this book? What do you want to see in this book? The story is probably in there. Okay. Well, so
oh,
I'll
about
have-
the bridges. Oh, I got you. We need an expert.
I
on the
actually,
book.
and the reason that I left it in plastic is I'm able to get most of these books from the library. This was one I was only able to check out for 14 days and I had to return it. And I told Forrest how disappointed I was in that. And
he
I
sent you
told
one in
him-
the mail. No, I don't know.
No.
I'm just spreading rumors.
I told him the two things that I would adore to have is the gypsy drawing or this book. And I got this book and I really wanted the gypsy
Scrapbook
drawing.
28, right? I'm looking it up.
That Nelica.
But did Eric Sloan sign it?
No, nobody
28.
signed this one. It was still
Now
in
that
the-
you opened it, it's worthless. All right, 28.
And I don't care. I don't care.
That's
about that.
right.
What use is a book if you're not going to open it out of the plastic for?
No, but I had it for several weeks and I had all the pictures that I needed out of it. Okay, what are we looking at? What did you people want? He doesn't reference the page. He speaks of the books. He
Okay,
mentioned- So did I just open this for no reason?
I
Ray?
think so. So just to be
Okay.
clear, Scrapbook 28 was from Dale. It was not from Forrest. Dale was saying this. Dale said, the more we know about the man who had a fortune, the
You
more
really
likely
see
we
the
are.
difference?
That's Dale.
Okay, for those of us that get words from Fenn, are you kidding me?
Oh, I got you. You think everything's from, well, okay, well, that's an opinion too. Although Forrest did clarify that sometimes Dale doesn't post the things he sends to him.
Blah, blah,
But
blah.
I know. All right.
Blah, blah, blah.
What's the one thing we aren't thinking of? Spit it out, Full Press says. Okay, Ray says, K-Pro, he doesn't reference the page. He's speaking of the book as he mentions the bridge. It's probably a story. Oh, yeah, you saw that. Okay. All right, we're just kicking around, guys. It's like AGK said. This is just a place for friends to come together and just talk about Forrest Fenn. And that's what we're doing. We have a live chat for you guys, and yeah.
I think Eric Sloan's involved. I think his dad's involved. I think his brother's
His dad.
involved.
Who's his dad? Somebody famous or no?
No, Forrest is dead.
Forrest-
Oh, he totally threw me off.
It's
Okay.
Eric
It's like
Sloan.
Eric Sloan's dad. What?
I don't
Okay.
think Eric Sloan had much of a relationship with his parents. From
I
Yeah.
don't
I-
know that.
I
I
don't
haven't.
know.
You know what? We need to have Nelica on and just do a 1 hour show. Just
there's the leading expert of Eric's like.
I would think so. Yes.
Maybe Nelica would come on and talk. That's an interesting idea.
Ooh, there's an
Maybe
hour
for
on
the marathon she would come
Yeah.
on. Yeah,
I think that
for
would
sure.
be awesome. So yeah. No,
What about the
there's-
yellow diamond in the treasure chest? What about that yellow diamond in the treasure chest?
What about it?
Yeah, what
Box
about it? There's a yellow
Come on.
diamond, at least in that picture there was. Maybe you
Oh,
took it out.
okay. So didn't Nelica get his? Didn't she get his? What do they call
Paintbrush.
it?
Yeah, she got a paintbrush of Eric Sloan's. Isn't that awesome? Something like that, right?
Does that
Pretty
say that
huge,
this
pretty
is what
huge.
we're supposed to be looking at?
When Skippy passed, where was he buried? I don't know where he's buried. I know he was brought back from New Mexico, but I don't
I
know.
thought it was with his parents.
But wherever it is, Forrest said, don't go digging up cemeteries or
Yeah.
outhouses. So Donnie's
And that's
mom
what-
was a postmaster. What? I didn't know
I
that.
did. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because in the ball, I've always thought the line in the string of ball, the ball of string story in the Thrill of the Chase, when he asks his mom, what happened to my ball of string? And it says she just looked out the window like she was waiting for the postmaster or something. So that's cool. I didn't know Donnie's mom was a postmaster. Interesting. All these little threads seem to kind of come
Mhm.
together, don't they?
That's where we need to sit, like top 20, 30 searchers, do a group think, and we'll just be able to run right to it.
Do you know where the largest ball of string is
In the
It's in,
world?
like,
in the world? The largest ball of string in the world is.
Dunk,
Was this in
Alabama.
Vacation, Chevy Chase's Vacation?
No,
Weren't they-
no,
oh,
no,
I thought they were going to go
no.
see it. All right, where is it?
It's in Minnesota. I looked it up.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, so a little shout out to Minnesota for.
That's hilarious.
Now, does that town have more than 1,000 in it?
I don't think it's. I don't know,
What
but
are you
I
trying
think
to
it's.
say
like
about Minnesota?
So no, if you look up any of there's a book that's like the largest blanks in America, the largest yarn, the largest this, the largest that. They are all little tiny towns. That's their claim to fame. The largest, whatever it is, like yarn
Yeah.
ball, it is not Chicago. It is Dodunk, Tennessee.
Well, what does Forrest say in the book? Look at, or no, not in the book, but in that one response, he said, "Look at the big picture." So in the book, it's the biggest. Well, I don't know if he said his was the biggest ball of string in the world or not. He just collected a big ball of string, just like his bottle cap collection got so big. His father finally decided, that's enough.
Oh,
So.
I forgot to say. So does anybody know who Diggin' Gypsy is? Diggin' Gypsy?
Yeah, I've heard that
No?
name once or twice. Yeah.
No?
She's a lead
Yeah.
searcher, right? That's what I heard.
She was a lead searcher. She quit last year. She's messaged me in the last couple of weeks. Good friend, I will say. I mean, we've talked on and off, but she wants this hunt to go back to what it used to be, which was fun. She was in it when it was a really small hunt that was all positive. And we have some things that are going to happen, but she is super fun, super positive. She's up in Yellowstone area. There's a few that converse with her, and I will just say, just you wait, because Diggin' Gypsy is going to be back in the house. Has any searcher quit that Forrest Fenn has specifically put out words on Dale's site to say, please don't quit, stay in this hunt?
And he did with Diggin' Gypsy?
Except for Diggin' Gypsy.
Oh.
Has any other?
All right. What
Yeah.
scrapbook is that? We got to look that
I
one
don't
up
know.
now.
I don't
So,
know.
hey, Craig Carter says, page 59 and $17 a square inch. He discusses the chain links, 66 feet, telegraph
Yep.
poles. Oh, that's
What,
cool.
what page? What page?
S-
Okay.
59. See, I didn't know that. So everybody says 66,000 links north of Santa Fe. What does that mean? So it sounds like he explains it a little bit in $17 a square inch, page 59. Maybe that could be a future vlog topic. You never know.
66.
All right, listen, everybody. We're already an hour and 5
Yeah, we're
minutes
at an
in,
hour.
and I got to meet somebody. There's somebody here in Vegas that wants to buy a map, so I actually have to go meet them. Boys, you ready to go? They're going with me to Starbucks.
Oh, we so have to talk
Yeah,
about
we will, because I didn't know
And
about
then
that.
Mr. Pictorial. Hold on. 66
Turnpike
feet?
boundaries must be one chain in width. Oh, cool. That's
Oh,
interesting.
that could be an hour on our marathon coming up. We're doing a marathon. No one can stop us.
June
We're
15th.
June 15th.
Now, if
All
you
right.
guys want to keep going, I can just leave it. But
No,
okay.
I
Dan's
gotta
got-
go. I gotta go live on my own channel because I got some books to give away.
Oh, that's
Let's
right.
go,
You have not done the drawing yet, right, Dan?
I have not done the drawing. The drawing is ready. There's about 70 names in the hat.
Awesome. So are you going to go live when we're done and do it?
I'm gonna go live. So whoever wants to swing on over to my channel as soon as I get off of here, I'm just going live.
Copper Dan on YouTube. Yeah, for sure.
In case you haven't heard, I'm giving away a TTOTC book, the Too Far to Walk book, and a Once Upon a While Revive.
Hey, where'd that come from?
Lori James says, I hope it's me, Copper Dan.
There you go.
You know, the reason I did this, well, there is, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Of course, it's to help, build my new YouTube channel.
Yeah,
But more
nothing wrong
importantly,
with that.
on my Facebook site, I was discussing something with a new searcher, and I mentioned, go to this page in the book, and they said we don't have the book. She goes, I can't afford the book, and I just, it kind of made me realize, like, not everybody has even the
Mhm.
$35 to, to buy a book. So what can I do to help out? I've been fortunate. So I'm giving the full set of books away, and I have other ideas on how to maybe get people together that are more fortunate to help the people that are less fortunate get
Cool.
themselves a book.
That's awesome to do the book giveaway.
Yep.
KJ says, I want Copper Dan's art. Maybe you can contact Copper Dan and work
I
that
don't
out.
know. You have to know someone like Copper Dan to get that kind of art.
All right. Thanks, everybody. No vlog Thursday, at least no Forrest Fenn vlog. Me and K-Pro may go live, but if we do, it'll be about poker. We'll give you guys updates for the poker tournament this weekend, but we will be back Monday Yeah, we'll be back next Monday with a regularly scheduled programming, or maybe not.
No, I
Maybe
will.
we'll
I will still be on a. It'll
travel.
be close.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got you. So, all right, just subscribe. If you're subscribed and you have the notification
yeah.
clicked, you
It'll be a
know when
little.
we go
I
live.
might get
Just
in at
like
9.
we went
So
live yesterday, just to talk about a couple things.
yeah.
So, thanks everybody for tuning in. That's K-Pro. I'm Cowlazars. That's Copper Dan. Hit subscribe on the channel, and we're going to go out with the theme song. Thanks for coming on, Copper Dan. Everybody go to his channel. He's
Thank
going to do the drawing.
All right, I'm gonna bow out so I can go over there right now.
Okay.
How fun.
We'll see you guys. Thanks.
Cow, pow, wow, wow. It's the K-Pro Cow, pow, wow, wow. They want to find the treasure, they want to find it now. They are K-Pro and they are cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forrest, Fenn. Sing it! K-Pro Cow, pow, wow. K-Pro Cow, pow, wow, wow. It's the K-Pro Cow, pow, wow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. K-Pro Cow, pow, wow. K-Pro Cow, pow, wow, wow. It's the K-Pro Cow, pow, wow.
All right, everybody. We will be live sometime over the weekend. Wish us luck in the poker tournament.
Million.